Yeah, obviously it's a semi-final of the World Cup, so I think everyone in the team is ecstatic to be here, but I think we also want to make sure that it's not we haven't met our expectations. We're here to try and win a semi-final rather than just be complacent and think that the job's been done.
With several captains struggling for form in the match, you're facing through that. Is that something that concerns you, or you're quite happy to focus on your body?
Sorry, stay again.
Your form in the match.
Our team's form. My form.
Yeah.
I've only had 2 bats. 40 and 1, that's not bad, is it?
There was a fair bit of criticism following Kyle's injury in the middle with Papu places. Is there going to be a very behaved performance tomorrow, or can Mahela expect a good New Zealand style welcome?
I think we need to move on pretty quickly from that South African game. It's obviously a tremendous result for us, but Sri Lanka is a completely different prospect, and we have to have a different game plan and a better game plan if we want to succeed here. So we've moved past that game. We're proud of our achievement, but it's all about this one.
New Zealand have a history of talking at World Cup semi-finals, and on one occasion against Sri Lanka as well. Is this the start of a disadvantage going into tomorrow?
I think I heard that, I'm not sure. I think, look, I look at the positives on making semi-finals. I think everyone wants to talk about our record of making them and not going on any further, but it's an amazing achievement for a small country, and hopefully our recent experience at ICC tournaments with the Champions Trophy, we went one step further and made the final against Australia with South African tournament, so we can look on that, and hopefully that's a starting point for going past the semis.
Hi Dan, does it help to have the least amount of expectations, given that the three countries sort of supply the
Well, I think it allows us to fly a little bit under the radar, and probably something that sits reasonably well for us. We're used to it, but we have high expectations of ourselves, so it's really irrelevant what other people think. It's what's going through our head.
Daniel, you obviously got to Spain 4 years ago to Spain with Poland. Do you have any thought about that result 4 years ago?
Well, this semi-final's going to be a lot harder because it's playing Sri Lanka in their home country, so maybe 5 or 6 of us were involved in that from last time, so there's a high turnover of players, probably the same for the Sri Lankan team, so it's a completely separate entity, I think.
Dan, the conditions here, from Dakar where you won the last game, looking at it, it almost looks as though they've got 2 pitches prepared. Do you know which one you're playing on?
Yeah, they told us we're playing on the same one as England, which is very surprising for us, playing a World Cup semi-final on used wickets. We would have thought it would be mandatory prepare a fresh wicket, but obviously not.
Definitely, just a couple from me. Just about, I know you're looking forward, but almost the self-belief that you gained from that victory over South Africa, and also given the fact you played Sri Lanka early in the tournament, does that count for anything going into this?
Yeah, I think there's a positive mindset within the group, but sometimes that hasn't always been the best thing for us. I think we've been so up and down with our performances that when we've won well, we've backed it up with a poor performance. So that's probably been the majority of talk within the team, that we can't afford to be up and down and knock out stages. And we've had our up performance. We've got to make sure that we've got another one in the bag, because we know how strong Sri Lanka can be in their home conditions.
Dennis, in the last 1 year, if you just look at your one-day record, you won just 2 matches before, John Wright and Adam Roman joined your team. And after that, you have only lost 2 matches out of the last 8. So is that a difference that John Wright has actually made, because he probably knew more of this subcontinent and probably he had a better knowledge of cricket?
Look, John's been fantastic for us, but I think the players took the blame for those losses. I think the players have to take credit for the wins as well. So it's been a combination of 2. I mean, I've loved working with Roddy, and he's brought a real passion to the team, and his knowledge of people over here and also ground has been a tremendous help as well. Well, we're playing on the same wicket, so I assume they're going to go on with the same sort of thing.
Then you had series defeats against Bangladesh and India. What was the sort of turnaround after those defeats later in the World Cup? And New Zealand overall has reached 6 World Cup semi-finals, quarter-final finals. I think about the day to turn from.
I think we just start to play well. I think it's as simple as that. To turn around our previous performances. If you look back at the games, Bangladesh and India, we just didn't play well. Simple as that. And we've got some talented players, and they've turned up at the right times in this tournament, and particularly in that last game against South Africa. So we've got to buck the trend of our inconsistent nature and put a couple of performances together, and that's really all we've been talking about.
When teams like our in the process of deciding whether to go in for an umpire review or not, who takes the final call? Is it the bowler and the review team?
Depends who the bowler is. I think I trust Brendan and I trust all my bowlers, so I normally go to Brendan to see what his decision is.
And both yourself and Graham Smith are standing down as captain after this tournament, possibly Ricky Ponting, possibly even Andrew Strauss. I just wonder what sort of factors you consider before making your decision to stand down.
I made my decision probably second I got the job. I thought if I was lucky enough to captain the team for 4 years, and I think that's the right time span for a captain. I'll be 32, so it's time for a new captain to come in. I think it's just 4 years, fresh ideas. People get sick of your voice. Media gets sick of your voice, and so it's just it's time for a change. And that's the way I looked at it the whole way along. I wanted to give as much as I could in that period of time, and whoever the next captain is, stick around and support them as much as possible.
Dan, at the early months of Continental team in the semi-final, what do you think your side has done right to be able to get this far and compared to the other teams?
I think in a knockout sort of tournament, you get lucky on the day and you put that really good performance together, and I was fortunate that our really good performance so far, or 2 good performances coming against Pakistan, probably to allow us to get to the quarters, and then the game against South Africa. So I think that's the way every team will be looking at it. I don't think there's any favourite tags. It's just who can turn up on the day, who's your 1 or 2 batsmen who can stand up, and who's that bowler who can have a great day and dismiss the likes of Sandy Carr and Joe Warner, because that's going to make a difference rather than any favourite tag.
Dan, over here. Last match you went in with 3 spinners and that was successful for you, and now both your fast bowlers, apart from who have not played so many matches in the recent past, are you going to persist with the 3 spinners theory given the nature of the pitch and your success with the 3 spinners?